All right, so we got a small crew tonight. Wednesday nights I'm going to kind of do this. It's an opportunity where we can kind of mix in some styles, so switch it up every week. And tonight I thought it'd be a good idea to try that yoga sculpt. Yoga, adding some light weight training in the practice. Mainly, we'll be using these type of hand weights. There will be a time when it'd be good for do a little bit of our legs. A little bit of that heavier weight. You can see I have a 20-pound jug of water. I do have a 50-pound kettlebell just in case you want to go strong. But otherwise, that's all you need, just to add a little bit of weight in our exercise. I want to do a little bit of a warm-up. So let's step to the front of our mat. Okay. So if you're just joining, a little light weight training in our practice tonight, okay? Just take a moment here. Nice big inhale, big exhale. Inhale, exhale. Just another moment or two, just to kind of ground and center. Remember, we want to start off in that meditative, self-aware state, just becoming present, tuning in. And tonight to warm up, guys, one of the best full body movement warm-ups there is sun salutation. So we'll just do a couple rounds. Let's take a nice big inhale. Nice big exhale. Arms down by side at your pace. If you know how to do it on your own, go ahead. We'll reach our arms up. Nice exhale. We'll bend down forward. Inhale, half lift. Hands on the shins. You know what to do. Let's step back to plank. If it's too much, you know our modified versions on the knees, okay? Bend the elbows. Nice inhale. I'm showing gentle cobra. My lower back's a little tight today, so I'd be taking a little bit easier in my flexibility. Okay, we'll come back through high plank. Let's come to down dog. Just take a couple breaths in your dog. Loosen up your body. We're in warm-up mode. We'll take 5-10 minutes for warm-up, and then we're gonna get right into our yoga sculpt. Adding a little bit of light weights into yoga practice. Okay, a couple more breaths. Eventually press those palms down, lift those sit-bones up and back, unless you're going on your own, right? Then you're kind of just flowing, breathing, getting into your body. Okay, now take your time. On your inhale, let's bend our knees. We're gonna look forward, hop or step feet between the hands. Nice big inhale, half lift. Nice big exhale, forward fold. Okay, inhale, rise, reach up, even look up, stretch up, exhale. They call this Samasthiti, the standing prayer. Again, inhale a little bit faster, exhale, inhale, think moving and breathing. Take your time, we'll step back with the opposite foot. You're welcome to add a couple extra push-ups. Eventually, down to our chest. Taking our back bend, and then making our way back to down dog for an extra breath or two. And on your next inhale, bend your knees, look between your hands. Make your way hopping or stepping to the front of the mat. Your big inhale actively lengthens your chest, finds hamstring tension, core activation. Exhale, forward fold, the release. Inhale, the rising, reaching, stretching. And exhale, hands heart center. Let's just do one or two more. A little bit faster. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. High plank to low plank. Step back with that opposite foot. I'm going to add 2 extra push-ups. Nice up dog or cobra. And then down dog it, an extra breath. I'd like you to do another round or two on your own. Depends on how warm you are, right? If you're feeling a little stiff and you're a little colder, a little extra of this, right? A little faster movement. Get that blood flow and heat going. And if you're already kind of warmed up, we're not going to do like super heavy weights, guys. Just adding some weight, okay? I have 5-pound dumbbells, 8-pound, 25-pound. I just got my 5s. I'm not going to go crazy here. If you're just joining, we're doing like a full body warm up. One of the best ways to do that is in the sun salutation. So we're just flowing through a couple times. We went through a couple times together, and I'm just like letting you go for a minute or two here. Because after this, I'm going to give you like one little of our twist movements, and then we're going to go boom right into some nice light stuff you're familiar with, but adding that weight training aspect, okay? Nice, Steven. Add poses if you need, right? Again, I'm just suggesting like big movements, but really anything can work, okay? I just remember my sequence here. All right, so listen guys, I want to take a nice little stretch hold, but you're finishing up your round, you know, kind of informal practice, we're kind of moving around. I'm going to step the right foot kind of open, take our hands on our hips. If you want a big shoulder stretch, you can go hands behind, right? Big inhale, let's lengthen. Nice exhale, let's forward fold. Just a few breaths before we move here. Any little movements can feel good, or even bringing your hands and pulling on the floor, or even walking your hands to a side. Last couple moments here in the warm-up, and I'm going to do one twisting warm-up from this kind of bent over form. So if you're just joining, we just did like maybe 5-8 rounds of sun salutation, and now I have you in a forward bend, wide-legged stretch. Now, last part of our warm-up, guys. Look how I inhale, half lift. So my spine is long, hands go closer. Inhale, right arm out and open. Exhale, right hand down. Go ahead, inhale, left arm up and open. Exhale, down. Engage your legs. You can bend your knees, yogis, okay? Press the big toe down. You got a couple more. Turning on our twisting body. Nice. And again, it's about 6 to 12 per side, depending on how you're feeling. All right, guys, so listen, let's come back to center, stand up, and here we go. We're gonna start with the weights. Now, bend over skillfully, right? Let's not bend over with our weight. You kind of bend those knees and get those weights. So I got 5 pounders. You're welcome to do more, but you know, let's pace ourselves here. So nice and simple to start. So this is called shoulder press, okay? My hands are gonna come up like right beyond my shoulders. Now, I don't really want the weights like this or like this. It's kind of like a neutral to start. See how my palms face in? Now I'm gonna take a big inhale. I'm gonna sit into my chair. Exhale, up, okay? Here we go, nice inhale. Squat, it's like a squat career, right? Try to squeeze your butt at the top, okay? Inhale, exhale. Now, shoulder press is an exercise. If I did have 10, 20 pounders, I would do. Shoulders are strong, okay? When we do stuff like tricep extension, and when we do back fly, you're gonna want light weight. So ideally, you know, you have a 2-pounder, you have a 5-pounder, you have a 10-pounder, and maybe a 20-pounder if you're gonna go crazy, okay? So we're doing our little squat. I'm bending my knees. I'm not hunching my chest forward, and I'm getting my first shoulder press in. This is called the compound movement. I'm not isolating, so I'm not breaking this down. It's kind of one big movement. Notice my knees don't buckle in, guys, okay? I keep those knees out. Last few. So that's that shoulder press, okay? We do this in yoga a lot, but a lot of times we don't bear weight as we bend and straighten. Unless you're good at like they call it like the Hindu push-up, handstand push-up, but a lot of us probably aren't there yet, right? So this is kind of unique, all right? Now watch me here. This is a straight, let's step to the front of our mat. Again, I'm using light weights. You know, I don't do this that often either. I used to take Yoga Sculpt a lot, but that was back in the day. Watch me here. I step my left foot back. I reach my arms forward and up. Okay? I go slow, resist going down too fast. Okay? Remember we do this one all the time in yoga. Now we're adding weights. Shoulder flexion practice. So it is the double flexion if you know your anatomy, right? Because the first one, same thing. The arm bone is here. Look at the upper arm bone. Upper arm bone's in the same plane. All right? So we're stepping our right foot back. Arms go forward and up. A lot of core work, okay? Squeeze the butt. Left foot back, arms up. So now we're entering, you can see the fundamentals. The first squat, the first lunge. Yoga, fitness, it's in both. Last few here, yogis. And if you don't have weights, I think what is a gallon of water is 8 pounds. Okay, you can see I have a 2.5 gallon there, that's 20 pounds. So I think that means a pint, a 16-ounce bottle of water is a pound, right? Could be mistaken there, but so say you had a liter of water, then you're getting a 2-pounder maybe, almost. So, it's good to do that if you have it. Things around the house, paint cans can work here. Now listen, guys, step the left foot back here, okay? And just something nice and simple. Let's hold our first lunge. It's already gonna make the lunge harder because we have weights. My left foot is back, I'm in my lunge. I'm gonna bend my elbows, pulling my bicep curl, okay? So we're still sticking with the front of the arm if you know those muscle chains. The front of the shoulder into the front of the arm, okay? So the upper arm, bicep curl. I go down, I go up. I go down, I go up. Couple more. So if you're just joining, Yoga Sculpt tonight. Oh, your weights are too heavy, Susan. She had like 50 pounders. Actually, like one time I was like driving by, found these, like, did someone put these out on the side of the curb? Like, they're garbage. So, I got these for free one time, and one of my other pairs at the same day. So you look for those deals in the streets. Let's come back up. Second side. So just look at our first lunge hold, like we would do in yoga, right? Same thing. Now, and I didn't mention this, yogis, but there's a couple different types of curl. So you can see I keep that neutral rotation. That's actually quite different than turning the palm toward the shoulder slowly, adding a little bit more supination, pronation. Okay. There's even backhand curls where you get more of like your outer forearm, but just keep it simple today. But just so you're aware, there's a lot of different types of curls there. Okay. And then you can do a couple like this. See how I lower halfway down? Just like I say, like, don't go all the way down in bridge, back up, or don't go all the way down in anything. Like, keep that tension and then contract. It's a really good way to get strong, guys, okay? All right, yogis, now please take your time. We're gonna slowly stand up. Now, for this next exercise, we're gonna bring it into the core before we start hitting your back muscles. So I'm gonna slowly put one weight down intelligently. I'm not gonna bend over all weird, right? And a lot of times in yoga, we do stuff like this. We do stuff like this. I'm not gonna have you do that. I'm gonna have you take a weight. Let's do right hand first. And it is a side bend. It's classic, the kind of fitness things here. Now watch what I do. I just laterally hinge from the core. My right hand reaches toward my right heel, and then I come up to neutral. I can take my left hand on my side oblique. I feel that lengthen. Now try to feel here, contracting, okay? Now, 5 pounds is very light for the core, right? So when I'm in if I were to do this in the gym, I would usually always have at least 25 pounds. This kettlebell's 50. I have a couple heavier ones, okay? Your core is really strong. We hold side plank. That's like full body weight, right? But this is a moving one. So maybe if it's your first time with weight, you start easy. If you want a little more, look, I just hold both. That's 10 pounds. Now, if you want hyper range, I'm going lateral. Now watch the side body squeeze. So, that will make you more sore, but it'll also kind of work your muscles more, okay? Now listen, let's switch sides, please. Here. Look from the side. You see how I don't go forward? Right down the side. See how you can't see my chest or the weights go forward? I'm not hunching forward, guys. That's key. A little movement is fine. Watch me. Here. That is more than enough to enhance the strength and the the development and awareness within the side body, right? You don't need to go far. I demonstrate a little further so you can see it clearly. Less range is safer, okay? Last few guys. Does everyone feel that a little bit? Oh, nice. Steven's making a homemade weight. What you got in there? Potatoes? That's a good idea. You can take a grocery bag. I was trying to think, like, what could we use around the house for weights? A jug of water or whatever. He's got a bag with, all kinds of stuff in there. And you want it heavy, you throw a few extra things in there. Good idea, Steven. I'm going to use that next time. All right, now, guys, listen here. Let's stand up. Now we go first, back body true exercise. So this is one you want to be extra careful. It is the hip hinge. It is stuff we do all the time. If you came in a little after, we started, we did sun salutations. Now in sun salutation, we keep forward folding. Oftentimes in gentle yoga and strong yoga, I have you do this, right? We're going to do that today with weights. Now, start light. This is an exercise that can be easily done with 20, 50, 100 pounds, but if you're new to it, I want you to start here. Look how my dumbbells come in front of me, okay? They don't have to be together, but notice my palms kind of face the thighs. Watch what I'm going to do. Feet about hips width distance. I'm going to inhale. My arms hang under my shoulders, okay? Exhale up, squeeze the butt. Weight into the toes. Okay? This is like your whole back line. When I do this in the gym, I usually warm up with maybe like a 50 or 60 pound bar. And then, it's more like, it depends on how I feel, maybe 90 or maybe 135 at the most. But I'm using now a water jug. This is 20 pounds, okay? I'm hinging, weight into the toes, hamstring tension, back up. That's one of the best backline trainers there is. Hamstring tension, it's one of the best hamstrings. Here's 50 pounds, right? But it is full body. Notice how the weight never goes forward. It's just hanging. Okay? Be easy, be careful. But also, I'm not, I say be careful, but a little risk is necessary to build strength and develop the body, guys. So we can't get too kind of babying it. The body is strong. Let's reinforce that with our thoughts, okay, and our emotions. Let's not be fear-based in the practice. Now listen, guys, stand up. I'm going to have you do one round. I was thinking, like, how should we do this? Should we go through a lot of exercises, or should we do 3 sets of a few, or 5 or 10? And my decision was to kind of, let's be more well-rounded so you can kind of learn stuff and apply. I want a little bit of a loosener here, guys. Nothing too crazy. And I'm just realizing I messed something up. I already kind of mixed up my plan here, but that's all right. Now listen here, guys. We're going to start by taking these again, okay? And just bend the knees now. Again, this is one that you can use heavy weights, but I want you to start with light, okay? I'm going to widen my feet here. Weights together. Bend my knees for goddess. Stand up. Boom. It's still back line. Bend the knees. Look how my chest doesn't come forward. Watch me here. Goddess. Look how my knees stay over my heels. They don't go forward. Okay? The arms just hang. You don't need to do that strong breath. I like to do that sometimes just so you can hear the breath at the top. Usually concentric contraction is associated with exhale. So say you're doing a push-up, you lower down the inhale, exhale push-up. I know it's like the opposite in yoga, right? You lower down the exhale, but usually that concentric exhale can help you kind of engage those muscles. All right. Now watch me here. Let's stand up and step our feet a little closer together. So now we're going to do our next set of squats, but we do add rotations. So think of the first thing. Remember we went like this in the beginning? Now I'm going to keep my arms down. You get a lot of trap work here, this, okay? And I am going to add a pull. So we're starting back body and arms. Watch me here. I'm going to bend my knees, twist a little to the left. My left hand is outside behind my thigh. My hand's in the right hand's in the middle. So watch. Okay. Now we're starting to get a lot more challenging. Now, if you want more, look. Elbows backing up. See how I pull? It's not this one, guys. Not what we did earlier. It's that. You see how the elbows go back and up? It's posterior shoulder. Do you remember when we started our shoulders? It was this, straight arm to bent arm and attention. It's basically the exact same thing in the opposite antagonist chain. So up close. Last few, one round only, guys. Oh, nice. Yes. So Moonbella, that's exactly right. You know, usually people who are doing it with one weight, it's kind of more like you switch hands. Look. Okay, so you're kind of switching hands in that little twist still. That's usually kind of actually the real way people do that exercise. But I'm doing it with the two weights. Pretty much the same thing. All right, guys, so let's take our time here. Let's shake it out. All right, so we're gonna just keep moving through some Yoga Sculpt today. I am gonna like give you some stretches and stuff after. You know, we got a little couple things to do on our core here. So now I wanna come back to our lunge. We gotta do our tricep extension, the back of our arm from our shoulder. Couple options to do here, but I'm gonna keep it simple. If you know the other variations, you're more than welcome. Second round of lunge, left foot steps back. Okay, now go slow here. Hinge your chest forward. Notice the weights hang low. Now, look what I do. I pull my elbows back. Here we go, tricep extension. Look at the upper arm stays high. Last few on this first side. So what's nice about these arm exercises, you're really getting two sets because it's two sides. Does everyone get the arms? Look, the elbow pulls up. We just did that, but now we hold. There's your second set there. Watch. Okay. Tricep extension. Remember, true tricep extension, tricep crosses two joints. So if you're here doing this, it's elbow joint. Here is shoulder and elbow. You want to get those crazy strong triceps, it's got to be that double joint variation. Now let's slowly stand up, step forward. Shake it out a little if you need. Let's do this. Right foot goes back. Chest does come down a little bit more. Remember Dekasana in yoga, we hold this. You do it all the time, right? Now we're adding weight. Pull, extend elbow, soften elbow, but keep arms up and back, okay? Don't round your spine, guys. You should be feeling this one in the upper arm back here. Back of the shoulder down, okay? Oh, nice. What are you using? You guys are using all kinds of interesting things I see. So I hope you guys feeling that in the back of your arm. It's a nice way to get those arms going, okay? So stand up when you're done. I'm not really counting it out. I'm kind of just giving you the exercise, and we're just having some fun here. So now we're going to go into our last hip hinge. Remember we did this? We're gonna try it. We did it in yoga 1,000 times. Here we go. I'm gonna start with my light weights. Maybe even start with no weights, you know, but most of you know this one. It's the same exercise. It's warrior 3 to standing, okay? You're gonna hover your left foot. You're gonna slowly hinge. Look how, the thing that people do is they start to move their weights. The weights just hang. The arm just goes forward because you bend over. Watch. I'm gonna repeat side. Bend the standing knee. It's a single leg Romanian deadlift. From the front, you can see warrior 3. Now, if it's tough, yogis, I just bend over a little. But my arms don't go forward or back muscularly. They just hang. Does everyone get it? It's the same exercise as this, but single leg, okay? Last few on your first side, please. This is one I usually use a lot heavier weight as well. It's your back line, guys. You know, it's your whole back body. It's what holds your body up in posture. You have to train it to basically be able to hold weight. But if you're not used to it, you should always just build up. It's just like anything. You start with 5, then you do 10, then you do 20, and all of a sudden you can do a lot more. But you don't start heavy, right? If you want your muscles to swell up, hypertrophy, if you're a bodybuilder, you have to use really heavy weight, right? So let's keep going here, guys. Second side. Right foot hovers. Look how I take my time coming down. I even pause, and then I come back up. A few more, please. Just thinking what's next here. Hey, Stephanie, you're doing the next exercise already. So again, my goodness, I'm sweating. I'm not even doing it. Remember, when in doubt, no weight, okay? I mean, I don't even teach that in gentle yoga. That's definitely more of a power yoga thing. So it's okay to skip some of this, guys, or just do another round or two of this. Oh man, that's so good. Just to do a double leg. You don't have to do one leg because our next posture is the one-legged hold with the arms, right? So you got plenty of time, guys. All right. Looks like most of you are kind of done. If you ever need to put your weights down and shake it out, I totally get it. Okay. Let's keep going, guys. We're already halfway through class here, and I want to give a good, 15 minutes in the end for some kind of stretching and unwinding, okay? So, tree. Now, here's where it gets a little tough, and I'm going to give 2 options. Now, tree posture, I'm going to start with my left foot down. I'm going to go here. Now, notice my right knee's a little forward. Now, the first option is just to go like this. You see my shoulder blades are lifting up? So it's your trap, okay? So it's a little scapular elevation. Now, if you want a little bit more, watch me from the side. I'm going to bend my elbows 90 degrees. I'm in tree, right? Balance. And then my arms go out and up. Elbows back in, out and up. Watch me here. So now we're in the medial arm, right? Or the lateral arm. So watch me here. Come on, you got to stand up taller, guys. So remember, look at my arms don't go forward, guys. Right out from the right, out and up, okay? Last few. These exercises for years, I learned all the shoulder biomechanics, and I would always start a lot of, I was still going to the gym a lot, and I would get the blood flowing, and I would immediately go through all my shoulder ranges, right? We're about to do lateral raises in a moment, but this is a type of the lateral raise, they call it, okay? So, God, you got a second side, right? Shake it out. And these are gonna really help you in down dog, make your shoulders stronger. Here you go. And you're more than welcome to do one set of this, even though you're gonna get this kind of too, the trap, okay? The first time we got the trap was here. more of the posterior trap. This is a little bit more of like the outer, little bit more frontal trap, okay? Trap's a three-headed muscle, not usually considered that. You know, they used to, I remember like when I was back in the day, they're kind of like your pec muscle, but really it's almost like your pec major is three muscles. It's almost like your lat, they call it your lat, or excuse me, your trap is three muscles, right? It has ascending, transverse, and descending fibers, and they all require different exercises, okay? You guys feeling that up here or what? Feeling that up here? All right, so shake that out a little bit. Now, we are gonna do the back fly. This is, if you need to drop your weights for a moment, that's always fine to do. It's good to take little breaks. So the back fly, guys, you know what? Let me give two options here. The easiest form of back fly, I have you do it all the time. It's where your arms go wide and go up. So you could just do this, if this is gonna be too much, right? Up, down, up, down. That is a really fun way to start that. Or you could do it in Warrior 3 hold, right? That would be a very difficult variation. See how my arms come down, they go wide and they're straight? Or a little bit easier, guys, watch me here. I'm in that wide goddess. So remember we went here a couple times? Now you hold the goddess. Now I do bend over a little, but I gotta keep my spine long. Watch, the arms go wide, out and back. Look. So before we were doing this, look, out and up. Now our arms are in front of us, we're going wide. Okay, so horizontal abduction versus abduction. Here, try to keep your neck long. Remember all our yoga awareness we're building. How not to strain and waste energy. Last few. I start breathing too heavy. I can't talk if I'm doing it with you. You guys feeling it in your arms yet or what? If you're not, I don't know. We got to talk. You know, the traditional kind of yoga, the people who kind of started Yoga Sculpt, they don't really use big weights like I have there. They only use the hand weights. Usually you'd have two pair, right? Like a 10 and a 2 or a 5 and a 15 or something like that. And anytime you want the heavy or you hold both to do that, okay? So let's stand up, take a moment. Now keep your weights handy here. And I wanted to do a wrist opener, but I don't know if everyone has a yoga block. So how about I show it and we'll see who has so if you have a yoga block, grab that, all right? Let's switch it up a little bit here just for time's sake. One or two things we could have done up here, but we'll keep it there. I was hoping to do like the triangle with the weight. That's a really good one. We'll do that another time. I think we'll do this class again. All right, think stretch, yogi squat, feet wide, arms up. Okay, just to take kind of like a weight-bearing active stretch. You're always welcome to do something else. You know, one of my favorite, you know, if you have to pick a stretch, like maybe like 7 or 8 yogi squats in there, but adding a variation like this. So that makes it like full triple chain, right? Such a good stretch, this one right here. I would recommend this really as like a before bed stretch, but morning stretch, okay? Or power practice versus gentle practice, okay? All right, guys, and since we're in Yoga Sculpt, I want to do the wrist strengthener now. If you don't have a block, you know, you can use anything. You can use a chair. You can even stand up and do this. So in essence, what we're going to do is take one here. See how it's across, the back of my hands up? We do a lot on our wrist. It's always in flexion strength. This is extensor strength. I'm going to lift the back of the hand up, down 3/4, up, down 3/4. Not classic Yoga Sculpt, but I think it's important because it's yoga, right? So we're always on the wrist. Now, if you're wondering how to do this here, I'm in tabletop. I'm here, my forearm is draped over. See the wrist space? I know it's kind of hard to see, maybe. Back of the hand up, 3/4 down, up, down, up, down. Last few. And hopefully you start to feel that through your forearm. If you have wrist pain, that's one of the main rehabs, because we're always like this, and the wrist is always going like this. So it's in hyperextension, but working flexion, and it never really gets to hyperflexion. Here's the opposite. It's weighted in hyperflexion and goes extension action, hyper. This is the yoga healer, one of them. There's like 2 more, but we'll start there. Second hand, please. Does everyone see it? Let me show you up close in case. You guys feel that in the back of your forearm? To be honest, actually, 5 pounds is a lot for that. If you're new to it, I do this with like the absolute max 10 pounds. My wrists are pretty strong, yogis. You know, I teach yoga and I massage, right? My hands are pretty strong. So, and I use 10 pounds maximum for wrist extension, you know? So the 5 pounder might be a lot. I should have said that earlier. So you might want to break out a water bottle to start 1 pound. All right. So you guys feel that in your wrist? Do that a couple times a week, guys. That'll really help your wrist strength. All right. All right. I think we should get to core work. Darn, I wish we had a little bit more time. So it looks like we're going to have to do this class again. Now, let's bring it around. So this is boat pose. There's a lot of different things we could do in boat, but I'm going to have you hold static to start. Weights, arms up above head. Okay? Couple breaths. The challenge version, the arms have to come forward over the body, back up, and then arms back. Arms up. And it adds like a little bit of challenge in the core. A little bit more weight, right? In an exercise like this, we do this all the time, right? Except now, arms here to keep the weight into the core tension line. Last few if you're trying it. Now, say that you're like, Bob, I can't really do that. That's cool. Watch me. You hold here. Then look. Right? If you want yogis really quick, I've said this, probably too many times in class. What is the number one abdominal activator? I have a list of like 50 abdominal exercises, one of my notes in my phone. The number one, technically speaking, is this. I'll do it without weight first. It's reverse crunch and crunch. Pause. Look. That is number one, right? If we're talking calisthenics without bars, it is reverse crunch and crunch. Insertion and origin both contract in weight bearing, okay? And it's this. Okay, now watch me here, guys. I want to do chest fly because we didn't really do much chest with weights, okay? So I'm gonna lay on my back. Now I want you to be careful. This is not easy. I'm in a bridge with my lower back down. My arms are gonna go wide and then come back together. Horizontal adduction. Inhale. Exhale. So if you were standing on top of me, you're like this. That's number one pec major. If you want to make this muscle strong, it's not that. It's that. Okay? It's also that and that. And dip, right? And that. So we're on our back. Watch me if you're confused. Now, a lot of us, that's really lightweight, right? It's pec major. I say start easy because maybe none of you ever do it in weight. But when I do this, I'm looking at 20 pounders, and I will keep the arms a little bit more bent. The heavier the weight gets, the more the arm has to be bent. Traditionally, right? Like kind of just say you kind of just. Okay, last few, please. Yeah, this is one you kind of maybe need heavier weights, right? But it's just to feel it. You feel that, Lori? And that's reciprocal inhibition for your back. So if we did all that back work, it was back dominant today, good to get a little kind of countering. We did get front shoulders to start, but it's been a while since, all right? Listen, guys, let's finish up there. I'm back to center. Now, I want to try bridge with weight. So I'm going to hold the weights on my hip creases. Now, a lot of times, I have two sandbags right over here. They're like 30 to 35 pounds each, right? So I'll stack both of those. We also have a hip thrust machine, right? So here, it's just a little bit of weight. Even though it's 10 pounds, it's still something. But here's 20 pounds. Right? Here's 20 pounds. Yeah, that's a lot different right there. Can't go up as high. So bridge. Yeah, with weight. Hip thrust, guys. It's the strongest muscles in your body, right? When you do hip thrust at the gym, you're easily getting like 100 or, well, maybe not to start, obviously, right? But with practice, that might be one of the strongest exercises you can do. A lot of people who lift weights can hip thrust much more than they can squat, right? Much more than they can deadlift because the arms aren't impeding your full body strength like they could be in that exercise and deadlift. So this is a bridge with the hip thrust, okay? Last couple of tries here. Yeah, maybe do 2 rounds of this, yogis. Take a breather. Now, if you want more, it's just single leg, right? So same thing. Now, you got to be extra cautious here because you are putting extra weight. I'm still going to have one on each hip. If it was one weight in the center, right leg in the center, left knee's going to lift a little bit, okay? So you see it? It's all yoga poses you do, just adding weight, adding a little bit more kind of arm training. Go slow, guys. Doing the one-legged hip thrust with weight, if you're new to it, it's going to throw you off more. So take it slow. Make sure you feel the feet. I'm not giving a lot of yoga cues tonight, so press the big toe down, keep the knee over the heel, keep the abdomen pulling in, keep the feet down, the bottom foot. And then you do your last side if you're going, okay? I think this is going to be it, guys. Got to save time for a little stretching, right? And a little bit of shavasana. So I think we'll call it there. About 45 minutes of good active work. Next time, I want to get a little bit more leg work in, all right? We went pretty heavy on arms, even though anytime you're holding weight, the legs are working, all right? Now, when you're done there, a couple of yours are done, a couple of yours still going. You're just going to take your weights off to the side, not even worry about it for a moment, okay? Then we're done with the weights. We're going to eventually start with our knees into our chest, starting with happy baby. Think more like the yoga now. I used to teach at 3 studios in New York, and the one woman, well, actually 4 of them, she owned 2, and she's the one who kind of taught me Yoga Sculpt, years back. She was the owner who hired me and really helped me change my practice a lot. She used to say, come to Yoga Sculpt, that's how you're gonna, really, get a lot stronger. And then when you do without weights, it's gonna be a lot more effortless and that mindfulness deepens, okay? Let's start to rock forward and back, grabbing those hamstrings. We're gonna do upright stretching today, all right? So a lot of back line work. There's actually a lot of front line legs, back line upper body, all right? So I'm gonna go right into pigeon. Hands forward, right shin forward. Walk left foot back, please. Good old pigeon. Now, maybe upright pigeon. So hip back, right shin down, left heel walks back, chest pulls up. Couple breaths. You're more than welcome to, reach back. That's a big stretch. You're more than welcome to use blocks and bolsters underneath your hip. You're more than welcome to take it down eventually. Couple more breaths, rolling your left hip towards your right heel. A little extra stretching for your back muscles. Right hand forward, left arm underneath right armpit, left shoulder, ear down. So you add a little thread the needle twist. Deep breath, please. Big inhale, please. Take your time. You need more time, you take as long as you need. Shake it out. If you want a vinyasa, revisiting that, or shake that leg out a little bit. We're just gonna simply switch sides. And I can instantly tell my left hip. I had a little back injury. I don't know, it was a mix of doing 8 hours of massage Sunday and Saturday, and then, doing big stretch class and core class. My back was killing me. Like last night, what'd I do? I went to the Bay Club this morning. I actually worked out it hard. Posterior tilt, glutes, abs, worked it hard, adductors. My back pain is like almost completely gone, and it was really bad, all right? Keep learning when you get hurt. It's an opportunity to really learn. It's easy when you feel good. So, eventually you could take it down, thread the needle, right arm under left. Nice, Lori. You're mixing in a plank or something, like a pigeon plank. I like to see those personal variations. And guys, if you want to do something like a headstand, I get it, We didn't do anything upside down except down dog. So if you want to do something like that instead, a little handstand at the wall, little headstand or shoulder stand, legs up the wall, okay? We're kind of just unwinding. And everyone in class is like a regular, and I want you to listen to your body, okay? I'm just giving you a couple releases. So you're gonna finish that up, and we did so much of the straight leg tensions. Inner hamstrings are done. I'm not gonna do another hamstring stretch. I think inner thighs are pretty much done too. So I'm gonna do the front body, the stretch, quads. A lot of us are quad dominant, so now it's knees together. If it's in your practice, widen your heels, butt between your heels. So it is a big stretch, guys. If you'd rather lay on your back and do a little restorative bridge, it's a decent substitute. And also lay on your back or chest to kind of reach back for the foot. And then I'm starting to lean back here. So it's called hero pose or reclining hero. It's a nice place to kind of stick a couple pillows or bolsters underneath your back. Couple breaths here, guys. So guys, I'm gonna do this, a spinal twist.
and then we'll have maybe a shoulder compression stretch, and then we're gonna be pretty much ready for Shavasana. All right, I think we should do a good shoulder, hand, elbow release too.
Okay, so we're gonna come up out of there, please. It's up to you if you want a reclining spinal twist, knee across the body, cross, or a seated spinal twist. You know, either works great here, just depends on what you're feeling. Either way, the right knee goes kind of across to the left, right hand goes out to the right or behind, and then we twist to the right. Okay, I'm sitting up tall, breathing. Kind of our deepest twist of class, right? Yeah, take some breaths, get some release. Lengthen through your spine. Nice, Steven. Try to get those legs up over your body more. You're working too hard. All right, and switch up sides. Spinal twist. If I could explain a little further, guys, what happened in my back pain, I'll massage. I did 5 hours on Sunday and 3 hours on Monday. And, I'll be here 5 hours working hard, right? Low, pushing, pulling. It is really intense. So I wake up and I'm stuck in the anterior tilt. That's how I know it's psoas. I'm literally stuck. So how do I do it? What's going to pull me out of anterior tilt? Glutes, abs, okay? And that's like the main thing. I also did adductors to take some pressure off the hip flexors. So if you can try to start to learn like what muscles are seized up in your injury, you can really start to, it was psoas and glute medius, you can just tell instantly. So I massage those a little, foam roll, stretch, strengthen the antagonist, and it's like gone. It's incredible once you develop those skills to understand the body, right? All right, guys, so listen, final stretch, I think a shoulder compression like this would be fantastic after all that arm work. But if you want to do something like this or put your legs up the wall, that's cool. We got about maybe 3 minutes until final pose, and I want to let this one settle in a little bit, okay? If you're going to do our shoulder wrist form compression, you know what to do. Roll on your left side, right arm behind you, hand up the spine, spread your fingers. Try to bring the right elbow down, shoulder down, okay? Spread your fingers, roll onto your back. This one can be kind of confusing. You could get our medial inner thigh stretch, knees open, or just release your legs if you're really tense in the shoulder, okay? Try to relax. Let's go for a good minute at least here, okay? Do a little breath work here. We didn't really give too much kind of detail to calm breath. Nice deep inhale. Relax deeper on the exhale.
Nice, Nelly. Now, you please take your time, right? I just want to make sure sometimes I've been going a little late in classes here. So you're going to switch sides. You're going to roll to your chest, shake that right arm out. Now, the easy way to do this, yogis, say that's just too much weight, right?
When I used to teach the active older adults, I'd have them go like this against the wall. I said, okay, get your hand up a little higher and then leave a tiny bit of weight in there, right? Or I'd have them just go like this. Or like this. Or like that. All right, so there are a lot of easier ways. In the power yoga, we go like this a lot. Okay? They're all kind of the same thing. Either way, that left arm is down kind of behind you up your back. All right? How deep can you breathe? Relax, prepare for Shavasana. So listen, guys, no rush, right? You're going to finish up that another 15, 20 seconds. And I just want you to take one last kind of feel good movement, maybe a knee squeeze into your chest. If you're doing a big headstand, just, take your time. No reason to rush out of it. Even, throwing a block under your butt if you need a good 30 seconds there, a block under your neck, give a little neck stretch. Sometimes in the arm stuff, you're not used to it. You're getting a lot of tension through here, and that runs up the neck, right? Anytime we do something new, yogis, it's just more risky for soreness and injury. But that is a sign. I always like when I'm sore. It's also weird. I kind of sometimes like when I'm injured, but usually that's like the most clear sign of big change. So let's take our final meditation when you're ready. And just about 3 to 4 minutes, guys. Find a seat if you're comfortable. Eventually, you can work to seated meditation in yoga, right? When I was in India, some days we did shavasana, but it was mostly seated meditation. And a lot of the yogis experience this from a shift from doing to being. So you just, give it one last breath, shake it out, close your eyes. If you're laying, let those bones get heavy. Final pose, closing meditation.
All right, yogis, take your time, right? You have a few extra minutes. Just stay where you are. Any last feel good movements? Rolling out wrists and ankles, full body stretch, kind of moving a little side to side. So, it was kind of, a lot of that arm in the weights today. We did a lot of legs, but, they won't be as sore as maybe the arms. So if you need a stretch tomorrow, remember this one here, open up here. A lot of that kind of front, did here, right? What else do we do? The straight arm here. So you might feel it a little bit there. So that'd be a good stretch. If you feel it in your triceps, this one here, top arm will go Mukasana, and the outer shoulder is this one. Okay, so there's a couple homework assignments if you are sore tomorrow, but I do got Hatha yoga in the morning and restorative yoga on Friday. All right. So thank you guys. Let me know in an email or in the chat if you like class. I think we'll do this again. It'd be good to bring to the group. But again, your feedback is always appreciated, and your attendance and for always showing up, guys. Good work today. Namaste.